at the taxi rank. What is happening where you are?
Good morning, Desiree. Good morning to the viewers of the agenda. It's very busy where we are. This is one of the busiest taxi ranks that we have here in Durban. It's called the Chesterville Taxi Rank. On a normal day, hundreds, if not thousands of people commute using taxis. Behind me, you can see the taxi organization SANTACO. Earlier on, we were able to capture them as they were handing out those hand sanitizers. Mr. Boy Zondi, who is the chairperson of SANTACO in the province, is here with us again to talk to us about this initiative. Mr. Zondi, thank you very much for your time. Why is it necessary for SANTACO to be hands-on like this?
Well, SANTACO commutes, as you've said earlier on, hundreds and thousands of people in our taxi rank. So we saw it necessary to be part of the solution of curbing this virus throughout KZN. We will be going out throughout the taxi ranks in KZN, as you have said earlier on, that we are today at Chesterville taxi rank, handing out sanitizers, speaking to our passengers. You were with me in a taxi when we were speaking to passengers, encouraging them to use these sanitizers, and also speaking to taxi drivers to also use the sanitizers that we are handing over to them. Another thing which is very important, which we need to mention, is that business people needs to partner with everyone to try and solve this pandemic. We've seen a rise of these containers. We know how much they were charging before this, and we now realize that they've done a huge increase. We are saying that is not fair. They need to bring the prices down so that they can assist, also contribute towards contributing to the healthy living.
Speaking of the cooperation between the business people and you generally, will you have sufficient of this? Because I can see that many people are actually wanting to have their hands sprayed by the sanitizers. Do you have sufficient numbers of the sanitizers?
It is obvious that we are going to run out, but we've sent our teams. Mind you, this is an initiative that is started here in KZN, but the president of SANTACO is also saying it needs to be a national program. So we are definitely going to run out, but we are also speaking to other business people to say, please, can they come on board, but also they must not look at profits. We need to make sure that we solve the problem that is at hand, not looking at profits.
Earlier on, I did ask you, Mr. Zondi, about the issue of long queues at taxi ranks. It's not busy now, because, judging by the number of people that are around, but during peak hours, your evening and your mornings, you see quite a number of people standing and waiting for taxis to come and ferry them. How do you ensure that they keep actually a safe distance in terms of the proximity between one another?
Well, mind you, we've got queue marshals in each and every taxi ranks. We will be speaking to queue marshals and also get them to speak to passengers whilst they are at the queues waiting for taxis, to not to be close to each other, but we will also be handing out the sanitizers to rank marshals whilst they are there at the taxi rank, speak to passengers, spray the sanitizers. But another thing which we've realized, there aren't too many queues, but those queues that are there, we will be encouraging queue marshals to speak to our passengers.
How long are you going to be embarking on this exercise?
We are starting today, and tomorrow we will be having a provincial launch. We are speaking to the Department of Health, Department of Transport, and we'll be rolling it out. How long? It's very difficult for one to say. For as long as we have these, we will be going to taxi ranks.
Mr. Zondi, thank you very much for your time and good luck.
Thank you.
That was the chairperson of SANTACO in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Boy Zondi, saying that they are also playing their part in ensuring that commuters feel safe at all times. They actually taking the issue of hygiene, personal hygiene, very seriously. We had the President of the Republic on Sunday when he made that announcement that South Africa has now been declared a disaster. This epidemic now has been declared a disaster epidemic. The issue that the President raised then was the issue of actually prohibiting 100 people plus from gathering in one place. So these taxi officials here are saying that they are going to ensure going forward that they do assist those hundreds and thousands of commuters who use these taxis to ferry them to and from work. Desiree?
Simphiwe, Mr. Boyzondi, they're really displaying the kind of leadership that is required at this time, stating that SANTACO wants to be part of the solution. Have you had a chance to speak to the commuters themselves? What are they saying?
Well, Desiree, as you can imagine, many of them are welcoming this gesture from SANTACO. They are saying that it's actually going to go a long way towards ensuring that perhaps they do in some way prevent further spread or infection from this virus. We have been, Desiree, speaking to a number of them, and many of them obviously have been raising concerns, saying that with the overcrowding of taxi ranks in particular, then that poses a serious health risk for them, even though they are trying to actually wash their hands as often as possible. But you know, when they have to exchange money inside the taxi, then it becomes an issue. Desiree?
Thank you so much for that really beautiful story, Simphiwe Makhanya, coming to us from a taxi rank in KZN, one of the busiest. He says 2.5 million taxi commuters account for over 63% of public transport work trips in the country. Now,